I'm second generation. My father came from the country, established a licensed trade business, which gave me a tremendous start in life. My father died at a relatively young age, but he had established a business and he had established staff, and my brother at that time, who was 5 years older than me, was able to carry on. And when I emerged into the scene, at 18 years of age, I joined the company, and he and I ran the licensed trade at that time, which was the middle 40s. Public houses at that time were not exactly the place. Ladies didn't use public houses. They were pretty well spit and sawdust operations, which we ran to the best of our ability. We had lounge bars, that meant with a carpet on the floor, and believe it or not, we then had to produce and have in the bars ladies' toilets. That was quite an expense. But having done that, we moved from the lounge bar era, and that really was a stepping stone for me to 1964, when I first tiptoed into the hotel trade. I sold off the pubs to invest in hotels, and the hotels became standalone operations. It was never as easy to make money in a hotel as it was in a pub, but it was very, very much more enjoyable. And I was starting to find my feet and an air of confidence. Anyway, I bought these hotels in May 1970. Interment was brought in September, and all of a sudden, all the business that was scheduled by way of All-Ireland tours, CIE tours, that sort of thing, that came and were the bedrock of my hotels, they just disappeared in a flash. I was lucky because I wasn't a knowledgeable or an authentic hotelier. I was still a licensed trader at heart, you know? So I was able to, without too much worry, but use the benefits of the hotels for what was the up-and-coming thing, discos and music events. And I started in all the ballrooms of which I had plenty. I had these wonderful Cinderella's, Rockefellers, and Paradise Lost. If we're talking about the Slieve Donworth Hotel, for example, the Slieve Donworth Hotel still had a lot of expense hanging around it because everything had to be paid for. There was no hotel trade worth talking about. But every Saturday night, I had maybe 800 people coming in, paying £3, £4, £5 to get the door, plus a good bar trade. Slieve Donworth Hotel is the only one that remains, combination of having been bombed out and me moving out of the other hotels, left me with the Slieve Donworth Hotel, which is now a wonderful hotel, highly successful, actually makes money. But in those days, we called it the Titanic because we thought not only would it sink, but it would bring the whole lot of us down. Come the 90s, real life in tourism and the like appeared. You did always have the business of visiting friends and relations and a small core of business traffic. This developed enormously from about the end of the 80s, 90s. And as I speak today, I'm really surprised how well we've done last year and how much better next year is going to be. The bookings are really surprising me. I'm the luckiest man in the world in another respect. Your business, your family life. My family all grew up, I enjoyed them. They became educated. They're all very smart people, professors and degrees and doctors and all that sort of thing. Far, far more clever than I will ever be. And I enjoy them because they are so tremendously good. And that is the biggest success that I have at the present time, is that my family have taken over, and I enjoy seeing them enjoying their work as I did. The Irish Open came to Royal County Down, and it gave us a splendid week's business. But in actual fact, it does more than that, because we have golfers coming for, well, practically 24 weeks, about 24 weeks out of the year, coming to play golf in the north of Ireland on the back of the idea that this is now a world-class golf course, and it's been recognised as such because it has hosted the Irish golf, and because Rory and the Irish golfers are going right to the top of the pile. That's another thing. I didn't create that situation, but I'm benefiting from that situation. Thank you very much, Rory. Lovely. Golfers arrive in a hotel with an air of expectancy, and we really like to think that we are making everything for them as comfortable and as good. Meet and greet. We now have a very special golf buggy parked at the front door of the Slieve Donner Hotel. This is an indication to them that they can jump into the Slieve Donner, into the golf buggy, and travel the 300 yards from that to the first tee. We also have a special golf room for clubs. We have welcome golf slates for them, so that when they're dining and wining, they're aware that we, as a company, as hoteliers, really treat golfers especially well, because they are, by and large, especially good customers. I've always enjoyed what I was doing, and my work was my social life, and it never was a fact that I considered what I did every day was hard work. It was the most enjoyable work at all times. It was what I did. Hard work never came into it. I can honestly say, if you say to me, you worked hard, I can tell you, I never worked a day in my life, because I always enjoyed it so much. It wasn't work. And as my mother used to say when she was shouting at the family, let us all be up and doing with a heart for any fate. And I repeat that rhyme even today. Let us all be up and doing with a heart for any fate. What motivates me to get up in the morning? I don't know, you just can't lie in bed all day. There's things to be done.
It's a great privilege and pleasure for me to add my congratulations to those of many others to Billy on this recognition of his worth, his leadership, and all he has done for the province. I've known him for many years, and in my role as Archbishop, and in his as leader of the tourist trade in Northern Ireland, through the work of his hotels, it's been my pleasure to see something of the success that he's gained. His integrity, his courage, and his vision has taken us very far along the road of recognition as a province in the world. And I want to pay my tribute and say thank you on behalf of so many others to Billy Hastings for what he's done. May this be only the start of more recognition of an immensely respected leader in our community. Congratulations, Billy.
I'm pleased to join the Irish Golf Tour Operators Association and the many friends and supporters of Billy Hastings in this well-deserved tribute to Billy's hospitality, his support for the economy and the people of Northern Ireland, and his desire to be a good host to anyone who comes his way. I was one of those who came his way for many years during my service in Northern Ireland. I was a guest at the Europa on many, many occasions, as well as several others of Billy's hospitality facilities. I can say the facilities were always top rate, but most importantly was the attitude of Billy himself and those who represented him. They made me feel at home, as I'm sure they did to all other guests. Billy, it's been a great pleasure for me to know you, to stay with you on many occasions, to consider you a friend, and to join tonight with your many other friends in thanking you and wishing you the best of success in the years ahead.
Hi everyone, I hope you're all enjoying your night at the Slieve Donner. Just a quick congratulations from me to Sir William Hastings on winning the Jerry Donworth Award for what he's done for tourism and golf travel in Ireland. Very well deserved, and I hope you all have a great evening.